songwriter watched kids playing in a fire hydrant and accidentally wrote a civil rights anthem.
With some other guy you knew before, I bet you're wondering how I knew.
A tired, broke James Brown recorded a song so exhausted his band could barely play it, and invented an entire genre.
Not too bad.
A soul singer took another man's song apart at her own piano and turned it into a demand nobody could ignore.
Clap your hands just a little bit louder.
This is Soul Letters, where we dig up the real stories behind the songs you thought you already knew. So if you're new here, stick around and consider joining the family, because there's a lot more where this came from. 10 songs, one from every year of the 1960s, and the true stories most people never hear. 10 years, 10 records, let's go. Number 10, The Miracles, Shop Around, 1960.
My mother called me to her side, and she said, just because you become a young man, better shop around.
Smokey Robinson wrote this in half an hour for another artist, until Berry Gordy talked him into keeping it. They cut a slow version first, then Gordy, unable to sleep, called the whole group back to Hitsville in the middle of the night, convinced it needed to be faster. That rushed, half-asleep re-recording became Motown's first million-selling record and its first #1 R&B hit, holding the top spot for 8 weeks. Before this song, Motown was just another small Detroit label struggling to be heard. The lyric came from real advice, Smokey's mother telling him to shop around before settling down. It became Motown's first top 10 pop single, hitting #2 on the Hot 100, and launched Smokey as the songwriter behind nearly every act on the label. One panicked, sleepless phone call from Berry Gordy is the real reason Motown Records survived its first year. Number 9, Ben E. King, Stand By Me, 1961.
No, I won't be afraid when the night has come and the moon is the only.
Ben E. King had just been pushed out of the Drifters at the peak of their fame when Atlantic gave him a shot as a solo act, pairing him with songwriters Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller.
I won't be afraid and the land is dark.
Almost as an afterthought, they asked if he had any other songs lying around.
Oh, stand by me. It's the sky that we look upon.
He hummed a melody the Drifters themselves had rejected, built on a century-old gospel hymn pulled from the Book of Psalms.
Stand by me, or the mountain should crumble.
Stoller worked out the harmony on the spot at the piano, and King added nothing but a triangle and a brushed snare.
I won't cry, just as long as you stand.
Stand By Me hit #4 on the Hot 100, and later entered the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry as culturally essential.
Darling, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, oh, stand by me.
It's been covered more than 400 times since by everyone from John Lennon to Otis Redding. A rejected Drifters melody, finished almost by accident at the end of an unrelated session, became one of the most covered songs in American history. Number 8, The Isley Brothers, Twist and Shout, 1962. This song was already a flop before the Isley Brothers touched it. Writer Burt Burns first gave it to a group called The Top Notes, produced by a young Phil Spector, and watched from the booth as Spector drained all the energy out of it. Even Atlantic's own co-founder called the result horrible. Furious, Burns took the song back a year later and produced it himself with a soul group from Cincinnati, determined to prove Spector wrong. The difference was night and day. Released in 1962, it became the Isley Brothers' first #1 R&B hit. A year later, a struggling Liverpool band called the Beatles covered it, with John Lennon shredding his cold-ridden voice on the final take of a 10-hour session, creating arguably the most famous rock cover in history. A song rejected as a flop got rescued out of spite, and it changed music twice, once in Cincinnati, once in Liverpool. Number 7, Little Stevie Wonder, Fingertips, 1963.
I like to do for you one of my recordings, Fingertips. Yeah, now I want you to.
A blind 12-year-old was closing his Motown tour sets with a wild harmonica jam. On a March night in Chicago, Berry Gordy had a truck outside recording it live, and the song didn't end when it was supposed to. Stevie kept playing past his cue, and the new bass player, caught totally off guard, can be heard on tape shouting, "What key? What key?" Motown left every second of that confusion in the final release. Fingertips Part 2 became the first live recording ever to hit #1 on the Hot 100, making Stevie the youngest chart-topping artist in history.
Just a little bit of soul. Clap your hands just a little bit louder.
The drummer on that track was a young session musician years from his own solo fame, Marvin Gaye.
Clap your hands just a little bit louder.
A recording accident and a blind kid who wouldn't stop playing created one of pop's strangest, most joyful #1s. Number 6, Martha and the Vandellas, Dancing in the Street, 1964. Writer Mickey Stevenson and singer Marvin Gaye were reportedly driving through Detroit when they saw kids cooling off in a fire hydrant, leaping in the water like they were dancing. Stevenson brought it in as a slow ballad. Gaye insisted it needed a completely different tempo. Martha Reeves, then just a Motown secretary, happened to be standing in the room when Gaye finished it. He turned and said, "Hey man, let's try this song on Martha." Her first take felt perfect, until she learned the tape hadn't even been rolling. It reached #2 on the Hot 100, becoming one of Motown's signature records, despite not coming from the label's top songwriting team or its biggest stars. As the civil rights movement intensified, activists adopted it at demonstrations, reading its lyrics as a coded call to rise up. A song born from kids in a fire hydrant, salvaged by Marvin Gaye's ear for tempo, became a civil rights anthem nobody planned for. Number 5, James Brown, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, 1965.
Papa's got a brand new bag, and this is crazy.
Tangled in a bitter contract dispute, James Brown stopped at a small Charlotte studio in February 1965 and cut this song in about an hour.
Ain't no drag. Don't play him cheap, cause you know he ain't shy.
His band was so exhausted they couldn't play it any faster, so instead, they leaned into the tension.
Papa's got a brand new bag. You're doing the monkey, the mashed potato.
You can still hear Brown shout, "This is a hit," on the original tape, right before the horns kick in. The DJ who first got the record reportedly hated it.
I can dig the new breed. He's got a brand new bag.
Until the station's phones lit up nonstop the moment it aired.
You're doing the twist, just like this, like the boomerang.
It became Brown's first top 10 pop hit, topped the R&B charts for 8 weeks, and won his first Grammy.
He's doing the fight every day and every night. Hey, hey!
Historians now credit this exact recording as the true birth of funk. A tired band that refused to slow down accidentally invented an entire genre of music. Number 4, Percy Sledge, When a Man Loves a Woman, 1966. Percy Sledge was working as a hospital orderly in Alabama when his girlfriend of 3 years left him, reportedly for his own best friend.
Can't keep his mind on nothing else. What a good thing he's found.
Heartbroken, he made this song up on the spot during a weekend gig.
And he can see it, turning back on his best friend if he put a...
A local producer offered to record him, and the track was cut at Muscle Shoals. Producer Jerry Wexler thought the horns sounded off and asked for a redo.
She can do no wrong.
But the original flawed tape got released by mistake, and that's the version that became the hit.
Sleep out in the rain. If she said that's the way it ought to be.
Released in 1966, it hit number 1 on both the pop and R&B charts.
Give you everything I have. Please God, treat me right.
Becoming the first chart-topping single to ever come out of Muscle Shoals Sound Studio.
He can never want some other girls, baby, baby, baby.
A broken heart and a mixing mistake shipped by accident put Muscle Shoals, Alabama on the map forever. Number 3, Aretha Franklin, Respect, 1967.
What you want? Baby, I got just a little bit, mister, just a little. I'm asking for a little respect when you come.
Otis Redding released this song in 1965 as a man pleading for respect from the woman he loved.
What you need, do you know I got it? I ain't gonna do you wrong. Why you gone?
Aretha Franklin heard it on the radio and knew she could flip it. So she and her sister Carolyn rebuilt the whole thing at a piano before ever entering a studio.
Baby, just a little bit more. I ain't gonna do you wrong, 'cause I don't wanna.
They reversed the perspective and added things that never existed before, the spelled out RESPECT and the sock it to me chant.
I'm out to give it. In return, honey, to give me.
Engineer Tom Dowd said he literally fell off his chair the first time he heard it.
Just a little bit. Ooh, your kisses.
Recorded on Valentine's Day 1967, it hit number 1 that April and became an anthem for both the civil rights and feminist movements at once.
So is my money. Oh yeah, baby, whip it to me.
Otis Redding reportedly heard it and simply said, "I guess it's that girl's song now."
RESPECT, find out what it means to me.
Otis Redding wrote it. Aretha Franklin took it apart at her piano and made it outlive the original entirely. Number 2, Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, 1968.
I bet you're wondering how I knew with some other guy you knew before.
This song was rejected by Motown 3 separate times. First with Smokey Robinson in 1966, vetoed.
Between the two of us guys, you know I love you more. I'll show plans to make me blue. It took me by surprise, I must say.
Then with Marvin Gaye in 1967, vetoed again.
When I found out yesterday, ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, I'm just about to lose my mind.
It finally got approved for Gladys Knight and the Pips, who took it to number 1 on the R&B charts.
I know a man ain't supposed to cry. I heard it through the grapevine.
Marvin's own version sat buried on an album, forgotten, until a Chicago DJ played it anyway, and the phones lit up.
But these tears I can't hold inside. You mean that much to me.
Only then did Berry Gordy finally release it as its own single.
Told me yourself that much longer would you be mine. You love someone else.
It hit number 1 in October 1968 and stayed there 7 weeks, becoming the biggest selling single in Motown history up to that point.
I heard it through the grapevine, and I'm just about to lose my mind. People say believe half of what you see.
Bigger than the version that beat it to release the year before.
But I can't hide, been confused. Ego for the other guy you love. If it's true, please tell me, dear. No, that you let. Said I heard it through the grapevine.
3 rejections and a song nearly buried in a vault forever became the record that defined Motown going into a new decade. Number 1, the Jackson 5, I Want You Back, 1969.
Let me tell you, when I had you to myself, I want you around.
Gladys Knight actually discovered the Jackson Brothers first, spotting them from her dressing room in Chicago and calling Berry Gordy, who never called back. It took another Motown act physically bringing the Jacksons to Hitsville a year later before Gordy agreed to a meeting. This song wasn't even written for them. It was built for Gladys Knight, with talk of giving it to Diana Ross instead. Motown then invented a story that Ross discovered the group, pure marketing over the real credit owed to Knight and Bobby Taylor. Released October 1969, it hit number 1 by January 1970, the first of 4 consecutive chart toppers in a single year. 11-year-old Michael Jackson sang a vocal run so high the producer wondered if a child could even reach it. A song rejected for 1 star and launched under a fabricated discovery story introduced the world to Michael Jackson. 10 years, 10 records, one era that changed music forever.